last outside zone. Robbins whips it in. Oh, kind of overshoots that baby flirt with that wall there. Alec Robbins again picking up a new sponsor, Nonstop Tuning. They've been supporting drifting for quite a long time.
This is a run for me that actually is a good example that has some X Factor elements to it, even though I think he's going to get banged on the line a little bit and some of the line angle style criteria. He does get close to outside zone 3, but you can see he's driving so aggressively on that initiation, great rate to angle. You can tell that he is pushing the car, even though there will be some deductions taken off for those top 3 categories. Here he is going to outside zone number 1, then 2. Nice fluid transition there. Getting to outside zone 3, and you can see no, here we go, ready for this one, perturbation in the smoke line.
Wait, what? What's the word of the day?
Well, that's one I brought. I brought that one back.
Okay, which one?
Perturbation.
Gesundheit. What's the definition of what you just said?
It means there's like no punctuation in his smoke line. It's showing me that he's committed to the throttle. You can see right here pretty much all the way through on that transition. From here on out, it's smoke, 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 and you can hear the car as well. And then on this final little section here, he lets it float out and then throttles through the finish line.
Perturbation.
Perturbation.
No. All right, we got a sold-out crowd here. We got a sold-out Friday, dude. You know that? Like, literally, I'm trying to get my family in here, and they're like, no, we're sold out. No, we got
tomorrow.
What's that?
Tomorrow we're sold out.
We're sold out for today.
Who told you that?
They said there's no more. Rachel and Cass.
That's news to me.
Yeah. 81.33 for Alec Robbins. 81.33. All right, so look at that. 06 from our Canadian judge.
Yeah, I knew there would be some X factor coming down for that one. You can see there is some variance there, a 2, 3, and a 6.
All right, moving them right along. Another all-new Ford Mustang. Here we are in K&N Air Filters, qualifying in that Pedal Commander burnout box, Mr. Adam LZ. There's a lot of Adam LZ fans either in the building or online. Adam LZ running that RTR vehicles, Ford Performance Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. New livery for him. Again, this vehicle will be reskinned with Von Kitten Jr.'s graphic for his rounds, but it is the same chassis, so they're sharing this vehicle. Mr. Adam LZ leaving the start line. Let's see what he can do in the all-new Ford Mustang. In practice early, he did get in a tussle with a wall. So comes into view, into that first outside zone. Nasty flick. Whoa, buddy! And unfortunately, Adam LZ spins.
Obviously, this
got
was
a little
not
sketchy there.
Broadcast earlier, Jared, but in practice, when he had that collision with the wall, it was in a very similar area under similar circumstances. Too much angle coming into that section of the course, hit the back, and then the front got into the wall as well. I talked real briefly to Von Kitten Jr. He said, look, like it looks crazy, but this is the way the cars are built. They're completely modular for us to be able to make these repairs, get it back out on course. And it looks like Adam has not shaken everything out of his system just yet. On the transition, he gets bounded up, and just too much angle going to that third outside zone. Big plume of smoke as he tries to save it, but not able to. Does save the car, so he will get one more chance as he has to go to the second run.
Unfortunate turn of events for the content creator, YouTuber, and all-around car guy, piloting that RTR Ford Spec 5 FD. Will have to be defaulted to his second qualifying run. Again, the format this year, the top 24 qualifying runs of the first run, they're locked and loaded. The remaining drivers will fight for the remaining spots, talking about those 8 spots. All right, Simon Olsen, brand new car, new team for him. Wait, that's not Simon Olsen. Right, is it? Okay, yeah. So, same. Simon Olsen is, again, threw me off there. I'm not used to a Supra, but now he's part of that field suspension team on GT Radial Tires. Again, a very talented driver, changing it up here. Obviously, you can tell I'm working with Odie Boxy. Simon Olsen getting out that third outside zone. flirting with that. Quick little touch and go, and brings it across the finish line. Simon Olsen, again, him and Odie Bakshi's working together, a new vehicle, a new build for him.
Yeah, if you have your choice of teams to work with, Amy and Odie are one of the best in the business. You can totally see the logic there for him. Gets a little bit of a rough start. He's also playing it safe. These walls do not move. He was not able to get to that first outside zone or the second. Now coming back around to this final inside flip, the first and only. So it's going to be a scored run, but we will see some deductions on the initiation. Big, long e-brake pull coming out of that decel zone. Is quite a bit off that first outside zone. The second was better. The third better than that. And then the final inside clip, nice and tight. And a clean line at least. Even if it wasn't late apex, it was much cleaner than we've seen from some of the drivers that are pushing just a little bit too wide there and giving like a little bit of a wonky feeling in that last little section where the judges are trying to have to put an exclamation point on your run.
All right, so Simon Olsen with the full pull, like you said, just on the debut, on the maiden voyage of this vehicle. Gets a score on the board, and that's, that's saying something because, taking a look at, got a few incompletes and a few drivers that are not here, between, you got Thorne who had an incomplete, Josh Reynolds, he's a DNS, did not start. You got Darren Kelly, unfortunately, he had some issues. Josh Reynolds, he's out. Kyle Mohan, Federico, Ryan Littoral. So there's quite a few incompletes here. Still at the top of the leaderboard, though.
You know the concept of ring rust, like in boxing and mixed martial arts, like you've been away for a while.
Oh, yeah.
You think that is a thing from off-season till now?
Absolutely,
for some? Yeah.
Absolutely. 78.3 for Mr. Olsen. Yeah, 100%. When I went to go see Jeff Jones and the Evil Auto Works debut, I was talking with Jeff, and he's like, dude, I haven't sat and ripped since Irwindale. Like that's, just gonna put it out there. I mean, sorry, Jeff, we gotta let everybody know. And absolutely, ring rust,
Well, one of my favorite questions at the press conference on Tuesday was somebody asked Vaughn, do you think, you've lost a step or something like that? And he pretty confidently answered no. And the reason why was because he's never stopped driving.
Right. No, he's absolutely busy. All right. Nick Novak, the Novak Racing Co. BMW. Great looking new livery. GT radial tires. That third outside zone, very fluid, hammering down. Whoa, buddy! Whip into that last inside clip. That was solid right there. He was really flirting with that wall, that touch and go. And we've seen some cars getting broken off there before. So Novak. Maybe Novak.
I love the approach here, Jared. I just don't think the execution was at the Novak level. You can see on the initiation he was going for big angle there. It didn't really fully complete it, and that pushed him on a tighter line that led him to not get to outside zone 1 and even outside zone 2 to a certain degree. On 3 he did much better, starts to pick up the pace. Here it is again right here. You can see he's not giving himself the appropriate line to get out to outside zone 1. On 2, he closes the distance there a little bit, and the same with 3. So now he's starting to get back on it here. Good smooth transition back around, just about maybe 18 inches off that final inside clip. And as we go on board here with the FPV, you get a closer look, flying underneath the bridge, pushing out to that outside zone. Much better execution there on the second half of the course by Nick Novak.
Let's see where Nick Novak lands again. Running his own campaign this year on the GT radials. See what we got for.
Yeah, this is a crazy Friday. I'm glad everybody's skipping work and school.
Yeah, right on. You know what? Education, it's overrated. Money, you don't need to work. You're good. Just come to Formula Drift, where all your dreams come true. How we doing out there, Long Beach? Make some noise.
Let's go.
Oh, come on, Long Beach, make some noise.
Let's go.
There we go. Right on. Are you on the big screen there yet? You got the Little drone. Little Kev flying in the air. Kevy Kev. I don't know if that's Drift Idiot Sam Nalman's. All right, so saw Corey Hosford earlier. It's great to see Corey getting the band back together out here. Nick Novak, 73.66. 73.66. All right, Dean Carnage Carney. Back with that Dodge Viper. And James Dean still our #1 qualifier, 92.66.
Yeah, in some of our practices that we did, the scores were oftentimes coming down a little bit lower. And so I would expect that a score like 92 is actually going to hold up quite well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Dean Carnage Carney, HyperNFT.io. Carnage on GT Radials. Very fluid line. Unfortunately, not as deep as I'm sure the judges would like, but good execution of that final inside clip.
So really where it matters on the line, getting out to those walls, you can see Dean having a little bit of trouble with that. It looked like the first outside zone he was going to get out there and kiss that wall, but just missed it a little bit. And then more noticeable in outside zone 2. Let's take a look at it again. You can see right there, maybe about a foot off, and then about 2 feet off there. But the third outside zone, he's completely on an inside line, much tighter there. And we'll certainly get some deductions. I like the aggressive nature of the way that he finished up the run and kept the pace going. Good throttle control, snapping back and forth on those transitions, locking that angle in. Looked like the fluidity was pretty on point, but just leaving some points on the table or some deductions, depending on how you look at it, in that line category.
Excited to see Dean, just progress. He's got such a great attitude. He's having so much fun, building cars, doing content. He's, I know a lot of the drivers went out to Vegas. They're filming a show out there, and he's keeping busy, man. So I mentioned James Dean, and obviously Dean Carnage Carney, another Irish driver. So I know Ireland's watching. Shout out to Dean's mom and dad. Here we are. We're up in the building. Say hi, Ryan, over there. See us? See, you're up on the screen. There we are. There
How you
are.
doing?
How you doing? Doing all right? Staying out of the heat? That's good. Ryan.
Yeah.
You're getting married in a couple weeks, dude.
Wow. Go ahead and report it to the whole world.
All right. So did you not want that public?
That's fine.
Well, now it is. I'm so sorry. I mean, yeah, okay. Anyways, Dean Carnage Carney with 76.
You're not doing the thing?
What's that?
Are you mad you're not doing the ceremony?
No, I actually appreciate it. I would be honored, obviously, to officiate weddings, as I have Von Kitten Jr. and Larry Chen. I've officiated weddings.
There you go. Keep naming them.
Well, I'm not name dropping. I'm just saying these are friends of ours that people do know.
I
right?
know.
So, no, I would be honored, but it's also nice to just go and party and celebrate you. So as we are looking, look at this new car, Taylor Hull here throwing down. I love the old school Comp Cams logo. Comes out swinging. He's coming in hot. Let's see what full pole hole's got. Stars with stripes, baby. Putting on a stripe show down here on the track. Into that second outside zone over the bridge. Man, look at that wheel speed. That is a smoke machine. So a little off, kind of each of the zones, and then tighten it up. Again, it seems like he's got the power, but just that finesse. I think that's what we really need in order to massage it and get into those outside zones, and then just overcooked it and got to that inside clip. All right, so here we are again, taking a look at it. Ryan, what do you think of Taylor Hull's run?
I love the smoothness of the initiation that got him to lock on that angle. I know this is, for Taylor, wants to be a breakout year, get back to that top 10 finish. Starting off like this, it looks like he's got the pace. A couple mistakes there that are noticeable that will certainly get some deductions. Let's take a look on the approach to that first outside zone. Very clean there. Same with the second outside zone, but it's on the third outside zone. You can see he starts to slow up the momentum to try to push the butt of the car into that third outside zone, and then just a little bit too tight on that final inside clip.
Really excited to see, it just with Taylor's, previous seasons with that Cadillac, he really got it to work, and he got it to a point where it was really competitive. But I think he knew just, when you build a vehicle that is unlike anything else, you really don't have anything to go off of. So with look at that, that was good. Could have been a little more in there, but I love it. Again, it's great to see him in a vehicle that, parts are readily available. We've seen, obviously, how competitive these Corvettes are now, between, somebody like Dirk Stratton, then obviously with Matt Field finishing second, almost getting the championship. So, the Corvette is definitely a proven chassis. You're seeing a lot more of them, from, your local Pro-Am events to Pro Spec, and obviously to here in Pro. Looks like almost, are we about halfway? Yeah, we are more than halfway through, again, our first judging run. So 74.66 for Mr. Taylor Hall. You see the X factor, so again, could definitely raise the bar. Will that hold and get him in? Again, you just want to be in the top 24. That way you're guaranteed. All right, Mr. Stuckey. All right, what do we got here? M-Spec vehicle. Always has again another driver. Big long flowing hair, big long initiation there. This X Factor worthy? What do you think, Ryan? Here we go under that bridge. The M-Spec S chassis into that last outside zone. How's he gonna finish? How's he gonna put an exclamation point on it? Oh, that was a wide swing, Ryan. Big swing there for the M-Spec driver.
Yeah, Daniel Stuckey was a driver to be reckoned with last year, had some really high points in the season, showed a lot of driving prowess. I love that approach on the initiation. You can see it's slightly stepped. He gets to angle and then adds a little bit more, slightly off that first outside zone, better on the second, approaching outside zone 3, maybe about a foot off there at the peak point, and then right here, flowing into that final outside zone and a big hold up in momentum there around that last inside clip. But good aggressive approach overall. You like to see a driver really behind the wheel with tenacity, and he was able to do that. Just missed a few areas, and especially on this last section here, goes way past that final inside clip, loses momentum, and then has to get back on the throttle. Now that is an area for head-to-head where passing is legal, and so you can make a pass on an inside clip if a lead driver were to go too far offline. And you can see here, imagine if somebody was diving down in right now at proximity, that would certainly be possible.
Yeah, it just gets, sometimes, you don't want to go for the pass, though. Just keep it, keep it next to the door. And that's really, I think, what's going to show even better, kind of driving prowess. What are your thoughts there? What do you think the judges would favor? Kind of dive in and go for the pass, or go and door them?
Get game, man. Pass. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. Just game
Do it.
You're saying dive in?
Dive in, pass.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Just don't hit.
Just don't hit. No hitting.
Don't impede.
Bad baby. No squeezy. Are you watching Mandalorian?
No.
No? You're not a Star Wars guy?
I mean, I am, but I'm not watching that.
You've been busy, man. You've had some crazy days here. 80.3. Look at that. Ooh, 0.54, so all over the board for Stuckey. 80.33, but hey, look at that. Puts him into the 5th position. That's going to hold up. We're going to see Stuckey in the head-to-head. Jonathan Hurst, the pride of Paducah. Get ready for your eardrums to be blown out. I will tell you, I think Odie might have the trophy of the loudest car here this season. Here we go, Stuckey. That carbon Kevlar, great looking car. Now comes into, oh boy. Pride of Paducah shutting her down, running that field suspension. New wheels. He designed his wheels working with Lightspeed. Really cool. Take a look. And V2 are a new tire sponsor, supporting a few different drivers. So a new tire manufacturer coming into the mix. Taking a look at the K&N qualifying results. Again, right now, James Dean, 92.6, Forrest Wang, 88.3, and Alec Robbins at 81.3. So again, we're taking the top 24, but look at all those incompletes. I mean, that's 6 drivers right there. I believe, if you get a score, you're going to be locked in the top 24.
Yeah, it certainly feels that way, Jared.
Yeah.
There seems to be, you know, a little bit of nervous energy in the building with the drivers. We did see, I guess, some evidence of that in practice. We had quite a few wrecks. You know, you can always tell if you're in the venue when there's a wreck and you're not watching, it goes quiet,
Yeah.
right? And, you know, running around the venue like I was, it went quiet quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so you could just tell the drivers are like, coming into the season, got a little bit of nervous energy. You have to be super careful with that as a competitor in this particular course. And, you know, there's a school of thought that just let it go.
Right.
Just go, you know?
I just think it's crazy that, you know, you have this off season, the silly season. Like you said, some drivers don't stop driving or they park it, like I was talking about. But we throw them into the most unforgiving track right out of the gates, you know?
Yeah.
And I could laugh about it because, you know, those that can't do teach, and those that can't teach announce about it. So,
well, there probably is no better venue to start a season than beautiful Long Beach.
Oh, that's
and
great.
You know, the
city's really accommodating to us as well.
Oh, totally. I mean, the folks that have helped us, you know, all of the family at the Long Beach Grand Prix, and the city and everybody that comes together for this event that kind of leads into the Long Beach Grand Prix would not be possible without them, and that's because they are motorsports fans and they love drifting.
How was the parade? I was unable to
sick.
make it.
Parade was
yeah,
sick.
It
yeah.
was. I saw the photos
Yeah.
and saw the videos. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, the Tanaka family. Shout out to them. You know, you got Jim and you know, shoot, even Sam Cascanian. Always great hosts out here. So thanks to the, like you say, our Long Beach Grand Prix Association team and of course the city of Long Beach. You can see the score ticker there. All those incompletes, unfortunately, hopefully they can get it back together. Entering that Pedal Commander burnout box. You're looking at Mr. Mike Power, and of course with Jonathan Hurst coming to a halt right on initiation, that will be an incomplete. Pulling up to the line, the Type S S15, Mike Power. He's been a busy man off season. I know he's been driving. He's been doing a lot of different things. He's excited to put this thing on the box. Picked up, you know, he's been working with Type S for over a year now, but now it's a big logo on the door. Let's see what Mike Power's got for us. Coming into view of the judges' naked eye. That first outside zone transition, you can see the green lights are on. The momentum is forward. Needs to get out there. Here's a shovel. Can you dig it? Oh, it takes out that inside clip. So we saw this, you know, we saw this earlier from another driver where failed to get those outside zones and then takes out that front clip. So unfortunate line, not the prettiest as one would say, but still he's going to get a score, which is good, which is what we talked about. Just don't get it incomplete, right?
Yeah, with line being 40% of your score, you can just see that when the drivers are offline, they're not getting to the deepest parts of these zones. It is so noticeable, and it makes it very difficult for them to kind of make up ground in other categories. So missing the first outside zone, the second not so great, the third not so great. A little bit too tight on that final inside clip. You can certainly appreciate the threshold that he was driving past in terms of throttle control, being aggressive, but just not committing to that line that the judges want to see in all areas of the course is certainly going to bring that score down.
All right, Mike Power, definitely some room for improvement, but if he gets a score, he should be in the mix. Just taking a look, again, 34 drivers coming in, as Sharifa was not here, Josh Reynolds was out. So just get a score, get in the mix. Awaiting Mike Power's score. Look at this is Southern California. And next weekend, the Long Beach Grand Prix, 74.66. So should be, he'll be They'll be chopping it up tomorrow in head-to-head. Oh man, this guy, he gained a lot of fans last year. He won an event last year. Where was he at? It was St. Louis? St. Louis, thank you. St. Louis, Kazuya Taguchi, absolutely elated. He's been a busy man, you know, just feeding his fans cool content, just having some fun. And Jerry Yang Racing, Jerry Yang, a longtime engine builder and fabricator, so it's great to see Jerry produce that victory for him and Kazuya Taguchi. This up garage 86. Let's see what Kazuya Taguchi's got in store for us. More importantly, the judges. Up garage ISR performance. Whoa, look at that, taps it, gets a little out of shape, throws him offline, ends up coming back with authority. Wow, that third outside zone, ripping, look at that, really tight on that last inside clip. So Ryan, pretty well done here. You saw, you know, obviously his line get affected when he came into that first outside zone. He taps the wall, gets out of shape, and that's what threw him off that second outside zone.
Well, you know, I've said in the past that I would much rather see a driver make a mistake by being overly aggressive than not doing enough by being tentative. And this is an example of Taguchi pushing the limits very, very hard, getting into the wall on that first outside zone. Comes down with nice pace. He's on the throttle pretty early, pushes out. You can see that left rear tapping there. It does affect the line a little bit. It will not be an incomplete, and he does get right back to that second outside zone. And this final wraparound here, slightly tentative on that transition, which is the only area where I feel like he could have been at an equal level of aggressiveness as he was right here. But there will be a mistake taken from that particular section. You have to applaud them, though. I love seeing drivers pushing the limits, and if they do go over, it's much better than seeing a kind of safe and stock run.
Ryan, walk us through what the 3-2-1 cone is. It's basically the point of no return when you need to initiate. Walk us through what's hanging on the front.
Yeah, so 3-2-1 is more or less a countdown, and you need to be sideways braking traction by the one. And so that particularly plays a role in tandem because the chase driver needs to have some level of predictive power on when you are going to initiate. And so this is a tool that we have that says, hey, you got to be initiated by the one cone.
Yep. All right, so the point of no return again, the 3-2-1. A lot of smoke being kicked up back there. All right. Pedal Commander burnout box being filled up by Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones pulling to the line. Still that 92 holding up with the, again, second driver of the day, that 92.6. He's chilling, man. 78.66, so 78.66 for
so
that.
You can actually see that the judges still awarded him for that aggressive nature, even though there was some mistakes. It puts him in the top 10, and you can see the average here. And Nishida has consistently given lower scores on the X Factor, and you know that's fine as long as he's consistent with that for everybody. Right. But he really wants to see something specific for them to get those X Factor points.
Man, tough critic here, Robbie.
Making it clear.
Bushido blade.
I'm over, messed everything up.
All right, so Jeff Jones here, Evo Auto Works, Nissan 370Z, and the supercharged LS. Here comes Jones. A little yank of the handbrake, now back on throttle. Yo, works it out to that first outside zone. Jeff Jones comes up a little bit short of the second. Into that final outside zone, and how's he gonna hit this final clip? And navigates it properly. Jeff Jones.
Yeah.
New livery for him. Evo Auto Works supporting him out in Redlands, California. What do we got?
Really enjoy the tempo of this run. You can see that aggressive flick. That e-brake pull is about the latest that I like to see before they get on throttle, but it pays dividends for him there as he gets to that first outside zone. He's a little bit off the second. The third, he gets pretty close there, maybe pushed it a little bit too long. And then this final transition here to this inside clip, he's just a little bit too far, but he does push out with throttle maxed out through the finish line. And I think that he will be awarded for this. You have to appreciate getting close to those walls, whether it's the first, second, or third outside zone. If you can do all three, you really can be, more or less expecting mid-80s score or better.
Hey Ryan, just an update. Darren Kelly, who comes to us from New Zealand, pilot on Aston Martin, just sent me a message that says he broke a valve in the head the other day.
Done?
Yeah, he's done. So we'll see him in Atlanta.